Nobody imagines when they get married, especially at 21, that they're going to end up divorced 30 years later. But it happens. It happened to me. And some takeaways I have from it. Divorce sucks. It is very unpleasant, especially when you're going through it. I think the hardest part for me was dividing up 30 years of memories. It was packing up a house we lived in for almost 20 years that we've raised our family and our children in. I think that was, for me, the hardest part.
Guys, divorce was so difficult. I was with my husband for 30 years. We raised a family together in the same house for 20 years. Things were going great, and it was such a difficult time getting divorced. But you know why I got divorced, guys? Because I felt like it. I swear to you guys, every single time we see these women jump on here and complain about divorce sucks, you've got to remember that the vast majority of the time, these women are the ones who are initiating their divorces, and they want your sympathy. Oh, it's so difficult. I ruined my family. I didn't know that he was a bad man, and now I'm going to cry and I'm going to complain about it on the internet, and I'm going to make videos. But that's all right, guys, because we get content for the channel, and guess what? It never runs out. So guys, today's episode is made by Ministry of Masculinity. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment. Make sure that you go and check him out. But we're going to be taking a listen to a series of clips here from divorced women. So I want you guys to buckle up. I want you to get ready for the delusion, and don't say that I didn't warn you. So let's jump into this first woman here with her divorce story. Let's take a listen.
Be lonely alone than lonely with someone. And the truth is, I spent way too much time trying to figure out if it was right for me, and then whether or not I should have made the decision a little bit earlier because I was so afraid. I definitely turned a lot of red flags into what I call pink flags, meaning things that were troublesome, I just kind of brushed aside. And the worst part is I thought I could change somebody. You can't do that. It's not possible. If you're with somebody you think you can change, you can't.
You know what's amazing? You always hear this excuse from these modern women, these empowered ladies, that the reason why they divorce their husbands, the reason why they abandon their families, it's not to go back to the streets, guys. No, no, no. That would be terrible. And they don't just divorce because they feel like it. The justification that these women give for divorcing their husbands, ruining their families, is simply because, oh, I didn't realize he was such a bad person, and I spent the last 15 years trying to change him, but he didn't change, so now it was my time to leave. Let me tell you what actually happens, guys. These women, they get bored, they want to pay out, and so they divorce their husbands, and they think that they have options when they return to the streets. That's why these videos are so damn funny, is because these women will return to dating, and they'll realize that nobody wants to date them. Your husband was with you because he loved you, because he cared about you, because he cared about the family that you two built together. He could probably go out there and find a younger woman easier than you could find someone to look after you. Actually, that's not true, but these women will never do that because they always think that they're above the man that they're with. That's why it never works out. But I digress. Let's continue.
That it's not possible. If you're with somebody you think you can change, you can't. And when I finally did go through my divorce, it was very public, and I felt a lot of shame. And when I look back on it now, I realize I should not have felt any shame at all.
Guys, so we got divorced. It was very, very public. Now, let me ask you the question. Why is it that all of these divorces are public? Option A, the husband or the ex-husband talks about it everywhere. Or option B, the woman talks about it everywhere and makes herself the victim. I don't know about you gentlemen, but every single time I see a divorce, every single time I see a relationship split, it's always reputation sabotaging that is happening by the woman. The reason why everybody knows about her divorce is because she damn well tells everybody how difficult it is and how much of a victim she is. This is the story, guys. Every single time you make these videos, what do I always say? You have to make yourself appear as the victim in the situation. Let's continue. And of course, by the way, she should have probably twice the amount of shame that she had to begin with.
Today I realize, looking back, I put myself first. And what my father said was right in the end. It's better to be lonely alone than lonely with someone.
And I love how they use like their as rationale as well. Like, oh, yeah, I'm leaving my husband because my dad gave me this piece of advice once, probably many years ago, that probably doesn't even relate to the situation that she's actually in now. Right, but they all like some sort of logical scapegoat because they can't take accountability for their own decisions. But let's jump into this next clip here, and then I think I put this in the intro, but this is actually I did. Amnesia, Taylor, well done. But the video clip creeps me out before we continue because all of these women, they say that they're happy, they say that their life is so much better. Occasionally we'll find the crying clip if you go down their feed enough, but this one is just smiling throughout the entire clip. Now, I've got nothing against people being happy, but this seems a little bit strange, a little bit manic to me. So let's take a listen to this blonde woman here, and she's going to describe her divorce situation.
Nobody imagines when they get married, especially at 21, that they're going to end up divorced 30 years later. But it happens. And some takeaways I have from it. Divorce sucks. It is very unpleasant.
Yeah, divorce sucks. It's very unpleasant, but I decided to divorce my husband anyway. I decided to put our whole family through this nonsense because I couldn't select a man to begin with properly, right? This is the complaint that they always have. Oh, I know he had so many red flags and I just didn't know and I stayed and I shouldn't have. And I tried to change him. I like to see the good in people, right? I'm an empath. That's why I stayed so long, because I saw the good in him and I just wanted to change him. Get out of here with that manipulative bullcrap. Let's continue.
Especially when you're going through it. I think the hardest part for me was dividing up 30 years of memories. It was packing up a house we lived in for almost 20 years that we've raised our family and our children in. I think that was, for me, the hardest part.
Yeah, guys, she's getting all emotional. I don't know about you, but I always find these videos to be not real, right? They're completely fake. The emotions in them are completely fake. I think when people feel genuine emotions, they probably don't post them to the internet. I've gone through and I haven't checked, for example, for videos of men crying post-divorce, but I guarantee you the number difference would be astronomical. If you were to tally up all of the videos on the internet that involve people crying about divorce, women would outrank men by a damn mile, and I think the crying wouldn't even qualify as crying most of the time. It's completely fake. Completely fake.
I moved to a whole new state with nothing because I wanted a fresh start, and I got it. That's the happy ending part. Is that I moved away and I bought a place of my own, a block from the beach, half a block from like a park. I love nature, so I needed to be surrounded by nature.
What are the smiling men? I don't know. I always just find this so incredibly disturbing. You know, there's an advertisement to future men, right? So it's like, look at me. I'm no longer with my husband. Look how, and she puts all her makeup on. She puts the filters on. She does everything to make herself look as though she's a lot younger than she actually is. She's probably in her late 40s, 50s, whatever. Jumps on, yeah, basically advertising herself. And so she moves away from her kids entirely, by the way. She's just abandoned the family. She's straight up out of there. She's just gone. Mother has completely disappeared from this family, apparently.
I live alone and I'm single, but I'm happy and I'm at peace most of the time when I'm not talking about dividing up 30 years of life. But the point is they have to make the best of whatever situation you're in. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm at peace. Things are going fantastic. But you know what? Let me just record a TikTok video here talking about exactly how much peace I have in my life. Again, always super strange how the people that claim to be the happiest, right? The people that claim to have their life is, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of all of these people on the internet that fake being rich, right? They'll like flex Lamborghinis. They'll flex all of these things that they have, right? But you come to find out that the car's rented, okay, they've rented Airbnb, none of it's real. I think that's the same with these clips, is when women are trying to sell you happiness, when they're trying to sell you purity, that everything is great. I think what would happen is, let's just say she does get that simp, that guy who's going to come along and take care of her. He's going to realize, maybe, I don't know, it depends how long she can keep the mask up. But he's probably going to realize down the road the woman is not all that she's trying to crack it up, like she's serene, pleasant individual. But let me tell you, I think if we spoke to the ex-husband, we would probably hear some stories there. Now, guys, I will rescind a lot of this, okay, if the woman was not the one initiating the divorce, but it sounds as though she initiated it, and also statistically speaking, women are initiating the overwhelming majority of divorces, and you'll have all of these, these come out of the woodwork and say, yeah, the reason the divorces are so high is because men suck. Yeah, just because men are a little bit more loyal and they divorce because they feel like it. Also, probably it's because women actually get rewarded for completely screwing over men in the divorce courts. But again, I digress. Let's continue.
And I hope to encourage you to do the same. Life can still be so beautiful, and there's so many beautiful things to life. See, the thing is, I never imagined that I would ever live a block from the beach and have a view of the ocean. I never imagined that. I never imagined that I would have written a book with chapters and everything.
Yeah, see, the more I listen to this video, the more it actually feels like a sales script. I think it says, look at me, number one, I'm selling a book. Number two, guys, is that I'm single. My kids are no longer around. My husband's no longer around. I have my own place. Look how stable I am. Look how pleasant I am. Where is my Prince Charming? Where is my, my knight in shining armor that's going to come along and save me? I think a lot of women who end up in this predicament where they're divorced and they say that everything is totally fine, if they walk away with money, it's one thing. But if they don't walk away with money, I think a lot of them are completely and utterly struggling. Okay, well, maybe she got a divorce, she took the dude's money, and now she's actually got enough money to buy a place of her own, because that's totally not robbery, guys. But in any case, absolutely hilarious stuff here. Let's wrap up this clip, and then we'll play a couple more brief clips, and then we'll wrap up today's episode.
So life doesn't look the way I had initially imagined. That's okay. That's okay. Still, it's a beautiful life, and I have a beautiful view, and I'm happy.
Yeah, she's happy. So let's just flick back through this, and let's just have a look at the smiling. This is so strange to me, right? I don't think I've ever gone and done this where you just smile while you're talking for so damn long. It doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't say happiness to me. This says manic, where we always have to be smiling throughout the entire damn video. But guys, I have a couple of clips here. These ones are muted, so they don't have any audio over the top of them. But I wanted to show these because, again, these are divorced women. A lot of these women seem to be over the age of 50 as well. Wow, we're just ruining marriages left, right, and center. Hell, it doesn't even matter if we're over 50. We can just ditch because we feel like it, right, boys? Anyway. This woman is over 50. Again, these clips are not very long. They have a lot of text on them, but I wanted to show them to you anyway. This one here is, I'm 50 years old, I'm single, I'm divorced, and I want to find a real man. Will you be my friend? Is this the same woman? Is that this woman? No, they're different looking, right? Yeah, anyway, hilarious stuff. But let's continue through a couple of these. So she's sitting here. She's making this very sad TikTok, guys, feeling the empathy. We have this woman here. I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm going to read this one to you as well. It feels like we're looking through dating profiles, doesn't it? These women treat TikTok like it's dating. That's crazy. She says, I'm 50 years of age. I'm divorced. I have 0 friends, no family. Life is so hard, but I believe I could make friends here. And so what? Does she go to the military? It looks like she's all, geared up here. She's smart. Is a 50-year-old women even allowed in the military? What even is going on there? We have another clip here. This woman says, guys, these just get funnier and funnier, don't they? Holy hell. I think this is the last one. She says, I'm not young and I'm not pretty, but doesn't anyone like me? Men don't pay attention to me, and I feel bad about it. I still hope to find true love. Ma'am, along with every single other woman that we've covered in this video, your true love has been and gone. You have thrown him away. Congratulations. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's train wreck of an episode there. As always, don't forget to take care of yourselves, number one. Don't forget to check out Ministry of Masculinity. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment for putting together today's cringe for us to take a look at. And I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.